Welcome to our worship service from the Unitarian Society of Northampton and Florence. My name is Jane Simons, and I serve on the board as past president of this congregation. We strive to be a congregation that welcomes people of all ages, races, and religious backgrounds, sexual orientations, gender identities, and abilities. We belong to the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, and we are guided and inspired by its values and principles. Those values and principles help remind us we in Northampton inhabit unceded land of the Pecumtuck and Nipmuc peoples. They remind us to acknowledge our responsibility to face the legacies of dispossession and systemic racism that are a part of our collective history, and to affirm and celebrate the legacies that inspire us. If you are new and returning after a time away, welcome. May you feel inspired and uplifted. May you find community and affirming connection. We are so glad you're here. Please feel free to fill out a welcome card, which you can put in the offering plate here on the chancel. I'm not there, but perhaps somebody up on the chancel can point to the offering plate. Doing that allows us to put you on our email contact list. If you are online, there is a link to the card in the chat. Those of you who are here in person, thank you for wearing your masks. We have KN95 masks in the back for anyone who needs one. When we join in singing our hymns, we ask that those of you who are here in the Great Hall sing softly. For those of you online, sing to the rooftops and we'll be sure to hear you. There will be a social hour on Zoom, and everyone who would like to is welcome to gather on the lawn after the service. Now we'll begin our service.
As a brief one, the Haiti book sale is next Sunday. Rich West asked me to remind everyone that there's a fabulous book sale tomorrow, next Sunday, the 18th, after the service.
Good morning. I'm Corky Klimzak, and I'm here to encourage you to participate in our annual fall gathering. Lots of us have enjoyed home gatherings in the past, but because of COVID safety, this year we'll be gathering on Sunday, September 25th, that's in 2 weeks, after the service, which will be here in the Great Hall, both on Zoom and in person at nearby Arcadia Wildlife Sanctuary. There we'll share a light lunch, followed by facilitated listening circles on the theme of belonging and community. If the weather doesn't cooperate, we'll all meet on Zoom. We really hope you'll join us as we reflect together in facilitated listening circles. The gathering is only 2 weeks away, so please let us know how you'd like to participate by using the registration link that you'll find pretty much everywhere you look and any communication from USNF between now and then. And Craig Dusen and I would be happy to answer any questions or help with registration. Hope to see you there.
Hi. Just wanted to let you know that there is RE downstairs if anybody wants to go down, although children and youth are also very much welcome in the service. The other announcement is that the 5th through 8th grade Crossing Paths class is going to have their orientation at 11:15 after the service downstairs. So it gives you a chance to go out for social hour, and then we'll see you downstairs. Thanks.
And now we really will begin our service. Good morning. I join Jane in welcoming everyone. I think most of you know I'm Janet Bush, the congregation's minister, and if you're new and we haven't met, I hope to get a chance to say hello to you at the social hour on the lawn. Let's let it not rain after the service. And Collie Williams, who is our Youth and Young Adult Programs Coordinator, is going to be here to play some of his guitar for us. Our opening words this morning come from Kimberly Carlson, who is a minister of religious education in Milwaukee. It's not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking beloved community, a people that doesn't put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a home to nourish your soul and where you can share your gifts, a place where you are welcome.
I invite everyone to rise in body or spirit and join me in reading our chalice lighting today. We light our chalice to remember, to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief and rapids of change, to flow in our convictions like a mighty stream. Today we honor the spirit of water, its many forms, its life-giving essence. Good morning and welcome, everyone. My name is Jessica Harwood, and I'm the Director of Faith Development and Community Engagement. Welcome if it's your first time here or your 400th time here. We're going to start our service this morning with many blessings for all of us as we start this new year together. This is a welcoming blessing for everyone who is new to this community, and for everyone who has been here so long that you've lost track. For everyone who is wondering if they belong, and everyone who has had that wonderful feeling of belonging. May you know this as your spiritual home. This is a blessing for everyone who is looking for ways to get involved in our congregation, for everyone who already is involved in many ways, and for everyone who is here just for a place of respite. May you find meaningful connection and service. This is a blessing for everyone who supports and takes care of others, young, old, or in between, and everyone who needs care and support. May you feel the web of love in your family and in this community. This is a blessing for everyone who just started a new school year. Congratulations. And for everyone who hasn't been to school in years, and everyone in between who's maybe wondering what's next for them. May you have a year that's filled with learning and growth. This is a blessing for everyone who is feeling cautious and worried about COVID, and for everyone who's tired of worrying about taking COVID precautions. May you be healthy and safe. This is a blessing for everyone who's gratefully here in person, and for everyone who is gratefully here on Zoom. May you find meaningful inspiration. This is a blessing for everyone who is a person of color, white, mixed race, cisgender, transgender, questioning your gender, straight, LGBTQIAA, everyone with a chronic or temporary disability, everyone who is able-bodied, everyone who identifies as a Unitarian Universalist, everyone who is not entirely sure what a UU is. May you know that you belong and feel welcome. Let us embark on this year together, showing up as our full selves, building our beloved community.
So may it be. Please rise now and join in singing hymn number 100, Peace Like a River. Wake Up Amanda on Zoom. Thank you. You're going to do the story now, Amanda. Sorry to mess you up. Our story is Water Dance. And the words in the pictures are both by Thomas Locker. Some people say I am one thing, others say I am many. Ever since the world began, I have been moving in an endless circle. Sometimes I fall from the sky. I am the rain. Sometimes I cascade, I tumble down, down, over the moss-covered rocks, through the forest shadows. I am the mountain stream. At the foot of the mountains, I leap from a stone cliff, spiraling, plunging. I am the waterfall. In the shadows of the mountain, I am still and deep. I fill and overflow. I am the lake. I wind through broad golden valleys, joined by streams, joined by creeks. I grow even wider, broader, and deeper. I am the river. I pass through a gateway of high stone palisades, leaving the land behind. Cool silver moonlight sparkles and dances on my waves. I am the sea. And then, drawn upward by warm sunlight, in white silver veils, I rise into the air, I disappear. I am the mist. In thousands of shapes, I reappear high above the earth in the blue sky. I float, I drift. I am the clouds. Carried by winds from distant seas, I move, growing heavier, darker, returning. I am the storm front. At the wall of the mountains, I rise up as gleaming, power-filled towers in the darkened sky. I am the thunderhead. I blind the sky with lightning. The earth trembles with my thunder. I rage. I drench the mountainside. I am the storm. Storms come. Storms pass. I am countless droplets of rain left floating in the silent air. I reflect all the colors of the sunlight. I am the rainbow. I am one thing. I am many things. I am water. And this is my dance through the world.
I really love the different images and elements in that story. So I wanted to slow it down and revisit and have our own water dance. So you're welcome to just stay right where you are. You might want to close your eyes and imagine a water dance. You may want to move a little bit as I walk you through this meditation. Or if you are feeling bold and want to move into the aisles to really move into a water dance, I welcome you to. If you're at home, please be careful of your laptop, your chalice, your water, any other hazards that may be lurking near you. So if you choose to close your eyes, do so now, and imagine that you are water. Where do you picture yourself as water? Is there a place you feel most at home with water? Or a body of water that you would like to return to in your mind? See if you can feel the movement of that water, or if that water is still, can you feel that stillness? Can you imagine the still deepness of a lake, like in the story? What helps you get to that stillness? Or can you feel the leaping of a waterfall, tumbling and jumping down rocks and moss? What is it like to flow like water? Like the river, can you think of times when you join with others, growing ever wider and deeper? Are there collaborations that you're looking forward to this year? Can you feel the floating and drifting of the clouds appearing in so many different shapes? And now imagine the rage of a storm. When you feel that rage in you, what are you called to do? And just as in the story, imagine the calm after the storm. See that rainbow. Let us remember to flow like water, ever-changing. We are all capable of the calm, collaboration, of change and transformation. We are all so many things at once. Let the water be a reminder to accept ourselves in each other, in all our many forms.
That was Afton's blessing for all of us. It's now time for us to greet one another. If you are online, please turn on your videos, and we will put the screen on gallery view. And then everyone can turn and wave to people in the back. The camera's back there, so turn and wave. Hello, everyone. So great to see you. And now say hello to your neighbor who's physically here as we say hello to people online. Who's here? Sally, Galen, John, Rick, great to see you. Sydney Landau, great to see you, and Marlisa and Melissa, who's our Zoom 2 today. Jan, where are you, Jan? Amy, good to see you. Kate, Claire, Janet, Evelyn, Peggy Mish, Judy. Wonderful to see you all. Where are the rest of you? Alan, good to see your name. Eleanor, Karen, wonderful, wonderful to be here together. Ellen. That's your sign to go back to your seats. The greeting is over. Thank you all. And now Dave Reutman has a social justice minute for us.
Hello, everyone. This is the Social Justice Minute, which recognizes that our religion calls us powerfully to action on social justice and the environment. We are, in many ways, a majority-minority democracy, meaning that the minority of voters have more influence than the majority. Briefly, here's why. First, with gerrymandering, 95% of the reps in the U.S. House are guaranteed re-election unless they're challenged within their party, so they worry more about someone more extreme beating them in the next primary than they do about representing constituents. Second, while Republicans hold 50 Senate seats, they represent 43% of the population. Democrats, also with 50 seats, represent 57%. Wyoming has about 500,000 people. They get 2 senators. California does too, with 38 million. Third, because the Electoral College, George Bush in 2000 and Donald Trump in 2016 lost the popular vote, but were both elected president. Fourth, voter suppression keeps a lot of people from voting. So the impact of all this is that laws favored by the majority are blocked and weakened. On climate change, gun safety, reproductive rights, voting rights, healthcare, judicial reform, child care, education, raising the minimum wage. We can't change this overnight, but we can over time, starting with massive turnout in this fall's election. Yeah. All right, testify. So here's what we can do. First, starting today, you'll be able to send thousands of postcards to infrequent black voters in Georgia. And this will help them vote early, and which is so important because it's even harder to vote in Georgia now with recent voter suppression. So voting early is really important. Second, we're going to phone bank soon to swing states with the Unitarian Church of Worcester. We're going to work with them. And we'll provide all the help you need to phone bank, make it easy. So there's a few other events we're planning, and you can learn more about them, have fun singing, by coming to our Sing Along for Democracy next Saturday at 7 p.m. right here, or you can Zoom in. Details are in the Sunday Times. So, in closing, the majority-minority situation is serious, but with recent unexpected legislative wins, forces favoring democracy are on the rise, so let's make the most of this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And we have packets, postcard packets for this campaign outside, during social hour outside. You can take a packet. There are 20 in each package. And that will be one small thing that everybody can do to help. Our generosity makes everything we do here possible, and it helps us support organizations and movements in the greater community. Half of the proceeds of the offering we collect each week, whether in person or online, supports the Society's operating budget, and the other half goes to organizations outside our walls. The Coordinating Council will be again soliciting suggestions from everyone for organizations to support between now and the end of January, and then we'll have another set for the rest of the year. So you can mail in a check, you can donate online, you can put your contribution in one of the plates that the ushers will now bring around. We haven't done this for a long time, and it feels like a good ritual to bring back to start off this new year. And also, if you're new, you can put your blue card in the one of the offering plates as it gets passed. Our offering will now be given and very gratefully received. Time for our time of meditation, after which we will sing Wade in the Water together. Howard Thurman, who was the great African-American theologian who wrote many, many books, including one about Negro spirituals. That was one of his first books. Tells us that the troubled waters meant the ups and downs, the vicissitudes of life. Within the context of troubled waters of life, he writes, there are healing waters because God is in the midst of the turmoil. He says it means God is going to trouble the water and things may be difficult, but there is still hope, as the Israelites knew when Moses led them out of Egypt. Beginning with this service this morning, we will track the music we're using that comes from the African American tradition and which is in the public domain and therefore not subject to copyright or payment royalties. And we will make a contribution towards a local organization led by and serving members of the Black community. This is a very small step that we're taking to recognize in a tangible way the need for reparations for the harm done over the past many, many centuries. Our meditation this morning comes from Thich Nhat Hanh. Water flows from high in the mountain. It runs deep in the earth. Miraculously, water comes to us and sustains all life. Water and sun green these plants. And when the rain of compassion falls, even a desert becomes an immense green ocean.
The author of this reading is Manish Mishra Marzetti, who is a Reverend, is the senior minister at the First Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Ann Arbor, Michigan. He's served extensively in UU leadership, including as a member of the UUA Board of Trustees and president of DRUM, which is the Diverse and Revolutionary Unitarian Universalist Multicultural Ministries. He's also had a varied career, including being a US diplomat during the Clinton administration. I had the pleasure of taking an OWL facilitator training with him. He's truly an amazing individual. This is called River Call. Between rocking the boat and sitting down, between stirring things up and peaceably going along, we find ourselves here in community. Each called from many different journeys, many different life paths, onto this river road. Some are here because the rocking of the boat has been too much. Too much tumult, too much uncertainty, too much pain. Some are here with questions about where the boat is going, how best to steer it, and where this journey ends. Others are here as lovers of the journey, lovers of life itself, here in front, beside, behind, each a passenger, each a captain, doing the best we can. Rest here in your boat with me, the river calls. Listen to how I flow, the sound of life coursing all around you. Let the current hold you. Let the current guide you. Let the river that gently flows through your soul whisper to you.
Rest here in your boat. It might be a ferry. Each of us a passenger, each a captain, some in their own special seat they've had for years, some who have never, I'm looking at you, some who have never been here before, some sitting up top in the virtual lounge. Water is considered sacred in nearly all religious traditions. There are sacred rivers, fountains, springs. Water is used in rituals of cleansing and renewal all around the globe. In a few weeks, Jews around the world will celebrate the High Holy Days, a time of cleansing, repentance, forgiveness, and renewal. And the ritual of Tazlich takes place on the afternoon of Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. People gather by a body of flowing water, a stream, a river, or the ocean, and symbolically cast off their sins, their faults from the past year. Sometimes people throw pieces of bread, small pieces of bread, or small stones. Over 30 years ago, there was a French scientist who published research findings that suggested water has memory, the ability to remember a substance once dissolved in it when not a single detectable molecule of that substance remained. Unfortunately, those findings were debunked, but the idea that a body of water, or that water that's so essential to life, might have memory can appeal to our mystical yearnings, as it appealed to Jason Shelton, who composed the song that the choir sang earlier. So what might a river or lake or ocean remember and know? Or the ice sheet in Greenland? Or the clean water that no longer flows into homes in Jackson, Mississippi, What might the water know about patience, about change? Oh, she doesn't want to go. About beauty and power, about fury and calm. What might the water know about human folly? About what is essential? What might the water have to teach, to whisper to us, to whisper to you? Manish wrote, "Let the current hold you, let the current guide you." A community like this one can be a place where we hold and guide one another, where we allow ourselves to ponder the big questions while we do what we can to address the inequities and injustices. The inequities and injustices that call for our compassion and our attention. Where we take turns being passengers and being captains, where we honor each other's religious truths, and where it's fine to accept the mystical longings in others and in ourselves. Where we can find moments to rest in the contentment of being together. Go ahead and I'll find somebody to help move the tables.
The first service of the new congregational year traditionally begins with a water ceremony, which Janet and Rebecca are setting up right now. It's a ritual we share with most Unitarian Universalist congregations. In many of them, people bring water from somewhere they visited during the summer. And in some, each person names their water source before adding it to the communal bowl. This isn't something that we do, although you are welcome to bring any water that you have brought with you. The tradition, as some congregations do it, of naming the water highlights, sometimes uncomfortably, the differences among us in resources and opportunities for travel. We use our water ceremony to celebrate coming together, and we use it as a chance for each of us to reflect in the new year on what it means to be part of a community like this one, on questions or reflections that our service may have raised for you. The pioneering 19th century naturalist John Muir wrote, "Take a course in good water and air, and in the eternal youth of nature, you may renew your own." We hope that you had a chance to find renewal this summer by a brook, in the sprinklers at Look Park, by a lake or pond or the ocean. If you brought a vial of water from that place, what might it be whispering to you? If you didn't bring a vial of water, there's water down here once we start our ritual, and you can choose one of the pitchers on the tables up front, and you'll pour a small bit of that water into our communal bowl. After the service, we'll use the water to refresh the flowers in our boxes out front. And we hope you'll join us out front for a social hour. Whoever you are, wherever your journey has taken you, whatever the river whispers to you, know you are welcome here. May our mingled waters represent our gifts, our questions, and our commitment to justice. May they remember and remind us of our hopes for ourselves, our neighbors, and our planet home. And we'll have people come up by rows on each side. And if you're somebody who doesn't want to be on screen, just so you know that it's the top camera that'll be visible, so it really will just be the back of your head. You're also welcome to symbolically add your water to our bowl. And we will begin.
And now we'll sing together what I think has become our traditional opening Sunday and closing Sunday song somehow. Hymn number 1064, Blue Boat Home. Coming to a close. I hope you'll join us on the front lawn for some healthy snacks and conversation, and we hope some of the younger people here will help bring the water outside and water the flowers in front with all the water we've collected. Go now in gratitude for the beauty of the season, for the beauty in the hearts and souls of everyone who has shared this hour together. Go in peace.